Pete's Track Reviews.
Oh my God. Hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd, coming through with some commentary and a bit of a track review because, look, the diss to end all disses, the diss we didn't see coming is here. Recently I was planning on talking about a bit of a back and forth between two UK artists, Stormzy and Wiley, who apparently have been kind of going at it. They don't care for each other much, but my plans to speak about that have been circumvented by the release of this song over here, which comes from the band Black Midi, which if you guys have been following my reviews over the past year and my recent List Week videos, you know that their new record Schlagenheim is one of the best rock records of 2019, one of the most inventive and unique rock records of the decade, and yeah, good things coming from Black Midi. Excited to hear what they have coming out down the pipe, especially if what they are going to be coming out with is more disses toward Ed Sheeran. Yes, this song over here, the band has seen fit to release in the year of our Lord 2020, kicking things off right, is a diss track toward the Ginger Fury titled Dead Sheeran, Ed Sheeran Send Part 1? Huh? I don't know if the beef here runs any deeper than finding Ed Sheeran's music and his persona really boring, but let's give this track a shot and see what kind of shots Black Midi toss at one of the biggest and most famous singer-songwriters of the modern age, Black Midi, Ed Sheeran. Ba-bam. Wow, that was weird. I think this thing might be a little oversold as a diss track, as I've been kind of reading what it's been categorized as. I mean, in all fairness, there is some outward lyrical aggression toward Ed, saying that his music is doo-doo and fuck Ed Sheeran. Some of the vocals were kind of garbled up in some effects and a lot of instrumental chaos because the mix is intentionally messy. And it sounded like they were just saying fuck Ed Sheeran and that he's greedy. And at one point it sounded like someone was ranting about a weird interaction they had with him, but I wonder if it even occurred because generally the tone of the track seems kind of absurd, which is why I question the legitimacy of this as a diss track. Do I think the boys in Black Midi vibe with Ed Sheeran's music secretly? No, probably not. Most likely they do genuinely think his music sucks. But the tone of this track instrumentally up to the point where they're just like ranting and raving about Ed Sheeran, it's pretty absurd and pretty strange, which makes me feel like I shouldn't necessarily be taking everything going on throughout the track all that seriously. I mean, as the band are kind of ranting and raving through these other lyrics on the track that seem pretty tongue-in-cheek or just off the cuff or not really meaning anything in depth, it just kind of makes me feel like they're taking the piss. And once they eventually get to the Ed Sheeran disses, it's like, okay, well, I don't think they're really trying to do a hardcore investigative story of Adi Don takedown of poor old Ed here, where they really tear him a new one and they expect him to respond in kind, get Stormzy on the diss with him, and then respond to Black Midi. Most likely they're not expecting that. Also, they chose a really odd instrumental palette for this. If it is in fact a diss track, it is not your typical rap beef type of song. Not that I guess we should have expected that from Black Midi. We have very bustling, rhythmically complex synth pop with tons of glitchy bits in the first phase, because yes, this is like a multi-phase track. The second phase The beats and the grooves are a lot clubbier. In fact, some of the lyrics like reference grooving in the club in a very tongue-in-cheek sort of way. Things get a bit more noisy and chaotic as it continues along, and then we get the insane portion toward the end where the lyrics are very obviously geared toward Ed Sheeran, and we're hearing Ed Sheeran called out by name up until this point. And keep in mind, it's a 5-minute track. We're not really hearing much in relation to any of this dissing toward Ed Sheeran. So while I thought this was fun, and I wonder if this is a track that has like been in the can for a while and Black Midi were kind of sitting on it and they thought it would be fun to just put out just because this does not sound at all like anything you would typically expect from Black Midi, given the success and given the sound of their music on their last record. However, I guess I wouldn't mind an entire EP of weird glitch pop, experimental electronic Ed Sheeran diss songs. If we had a whole small release of this, I can't say I wouldn't enjoy it at least a little bit. But those are my thoughts on this. It's not bad. It's pretty fun. I think calling this a straight up diss is a bit of an oversell. But I guess if Ed really feels like responding to this, if he feels like he's been outright disrespected and his honor, his good name has been sullied, then maybe he does need to come through with that Stormzy aided response and really take it to Black Midi and teach them who really kind of rules the roost musically over in the UK. Come on, guys. Black Midi, you're a great band. Don't end your career early, with the Ed Sheeran kiss of death, because before you know it, he's going to sample one of your tracks and his songs, and suddenly you're just going to be uncool, like overnight, unfucking cool, because Ed Sheeran fucks with your music and samples you. All right, you're the best. Thank you for watching. Over here next to my head is another video that you can check out. Hit that up or the link to subscribe to the channel. Black Midi, Dead Sheeran forever.